Welcome to today's class. Today we will discuss the topic physical and chemical properties of haloalkanes. So, first of all, we will discuss physical properties of haloalkane. So, in physical property, firstly, we will discuss the physical state of haloalkane. Okay, so methyl chloride, methyl bromide, and ethyl chloride are colorless gases at ordinary temperature. That means lower alkyl halides are colorless gases at ordinary temperature. Other alkyl halides containing carbon atom having number up to 18 are colorless liquids. That means other alkyl halides up to C18 are colorless liquids, and higher members are colorless solids. Okay, and aryl halides are colorless liquids or solids. Aryl halides may be liquids or colorless liquids or solids. Okay, now we are going to discuss the physical property boiling point of haloalkane. The trend of boiling points of haloalkane may be caused by many factors. So the first of all we will discuss the first factor, that is number of carbon atom. If the number of carbon atom increases, boiling point also increases. So in this picture you can see that CH3Cl, CH3CH2Cl, CH3CH2CH2Cl, then CH3CH2CH2CH2Cl. So the boiling point increases with increase in number of carbon atom. So the boiling first compound is methyl chloride, second one is ethyl chloride, third one is propyl chloride, and the last one is butyl chloride. So the boiling point increases when the number of carbon atom increases. What is the reason for that? When going down to homologous series, the boiling point increases. This is due to the increase in relative molecular mass. What is the reason? When the molecular mass increases, boiling point and melting point, boiling point as well as melting point increases. Okay, due to the increase in molecular mass, which increases the weak van der Waals forces causing boiling point to increases, and due to this the van der Waals force of attraction also increases. That is why boiling point increases. Clear? The next point is branched structure. We have already studied that alkyl halides or haloalkanes having branched as well as straight chain structures. Okay, when there is a decrease in branching, boiling point increases. When there is a decrease in branching, boiling point increases. So first of all you have seen one compound. That compound is having high branch, and as you move to the right side the branching decreases. So that is why the boiling point increases. So we can say that when the branching decreases, boiling point increases. Now we can move on to the explanation, or what is the reason behind this. We can say that straight chain molecule has a larger total surface area. So straight chain molecule has a larger total surface area compared to the branched chain. So we can say that straight chain molecule has a large surface area. when you compare with the branched chain molecule. Hence, greater the surface area, greater the total surface area exposed, greater the van der Waals force. So boiling point increases. So due to the increase in surface area of unbranched molecule, the van der Waals force is also high, so the boiling point. So if the force of attraction, van der Waals force is high, you have to give more amount of heat energy to break the molecule. As a result, boiling point increases. Clear? Now we can discuss the topic physical property, solubility of haloalkane in water. Solubility. This is also a physical property of haloalkane. We all have studied that carbon halogen bond, that is CX bond is polar. Haloalkanes are insoluble in water because they are not able to form hydrogen bond with water. Okay, so we can say that in case of solubility, haloalkanes are insoluble in water because they cannot form, they are not able to form hydrogen bond with water, though it is soluble in organic solvent. But these haloalkanes are soluble in organic solvent. Okay. So there is a solubility trend in this picture. CH3Cl, then CH2Cl2, then CHCl3, then CCl4. As we move from left to right in this picture, the solubility decreases. What is the reason for that? When there is more chlorine atom, molecule becomes less polar. As a result, polarity decreases and cause the decrease in solubility. Okay, when there is more number of chlorine atom, solubility decreases because polarity decreases. That is why solubility decreases. And you have to keep in your mind that when a substance is soluble in water, means that substance can form a hydrogen bond with water. We have an easy example. Alcohol is easily soluble in water. What is the reason for that? Alcohol can form hydrogen bond with water. Due to the formation of hydrogen bond with water, alcohol is soluble in water. We have studied that there are two types of hydrogen bond, intermolecular hydrogen bond and intramolecular hydrogen bond. In the case of solubility, this intermolecular hydrogen bond helps for the solubility. Clear? Intermolecular means in between the molecule. So when the hydrogen bond is formed in between the molecule, we can say it is intermolecular hydrogen bond. So even though this CX bond is polar, haloalkanes are insoluble because they are not able to form hydrogen bond with water, and it is soluble in organic solvent. Okay. Now we can move on to the next property, that is chemical property, nucleophilic substitution reactions. We can move on to the topic nucleophilic substitution reactions. First of all, you have to know that what is a nucleophile. Okay. The species carrying a negative charge is known as nucleophile. Species carrying a negative charge is called nucleophile. And we have another species, they are known as electrophile. They are having positive charge. So species having negative charges are known as nucleophile. The word nucleophile means nucleus loving. So actually the charge of nucleus is positive. So this nucleophile should have negative charge because they are loving the nucleus. They are attracted towards the nucleus. Clear? So we can see what is nucleophilic substitution reaction. Because of the high electron negativity of the halogen atom, the carbon-halogen bond in alkyl halide or haloalkane is slightly polar. That we have already studied. There is a difference in electronegativity between carbon and halogen atom. So this carbon-halogen bond is in alkyl halide is slightly polar. So carbon becomes delta positive, halogen becomes delta negative. So that is why the carbon atom acquires a slight positive charge, that is delta positive. The carbon atom is therefore a good site for attack by nucleophilic reagent. So carbon is having a small positive charge, so negatively charged nucleophile can attack towards the carbon atom. So this carbon atom is a good site for attack by nucleophilic reagents. In these reactions, the halogen of the alkyl halide is replaced by a nucleophile. So we can say that in these reactions, the halogens are replaced by nucleophile. So it is a substitution. Okay. Instead of halogen atom, this nucleophile is substituted. So it is known as substitution reaction, and such reactions are known as nucleophilic substitution reactions, because instead of halogen a nucleophile is substituted, so it is known as nucleophilic substitution reactions. Okay, so what is nucleophilic substitution reaction? Instead of a halogen or any atom, a nucleophile is substituted. In the case of haloalkane, here it is nucleophilic substitution means halogen is replaced by or substituted by nucleophile. So now we can see some nucleophilic substitution reactions. Clear? So here we are going to discuss some nucleophilic substitutions. In this diagram, some reactions are given there. Okay, so first of all, nucleophile Nu minus plus carbon delta plus and X delta minus. That means carbon partial positive charge, halogen partial negative charge. After the reaction, the nucleophile forms a bond with carbon atom and halogen is replaced, or halogen is replaced by nucleophile. Instead of halogen, you can see a nucleophile. So this is known, so it is known as nucleophilic substitution reactions. Now we can see some reaction. Here I have taken ethyl bromide as reactant, that is C2H5Br. Okay, C2H5Br. Here we are going to discuss 9 reactions here. 9 reactions. So first of all, C2H5Br reacts with KOH, that is aqueous KOH. What do you get? C2H5OH, ethanol. Ethyl bromide reacts with aqueous KOH. What do you get? Ethanol, that is C2H5OH plus KBr. Now we can move on to the second reaction. When C2H5Br, ethyl bromide reacts with ammonia, you get ethylamine, then dimethylamine, diethylamine, triethylamine, okay, quaternary ammonium salts. That means tetra ethyl ammonium bromide. And this reaction we have studied in the chapter amines, that is Hofmann ammonolysis. This is known as ammonolysis. Okay, and the third one is ethyl bromide reacts with KCN, you get ethyl cyanide plus KBr. And the next reaction is ethyl bromide reacts with AgCN, you get isocyanide, ethyl isocyanide plus AgBr. And the next reaction is ethyl bromide reacts with KNO2, you get ethyl nitrite, that is C2H5ONO plus KBr. ONO, so it is nitrite ITE. And the next reaction is ethyl bromide reacts with AgNO2, you get nitroethane plus AgBr. Okay, then ethyl bromide reacts with RONA, that is sodium ethoxide, you get ether, that is C2H5OR, that is ether plus NaBr. This reaction is known as Williamson synthesis. Ether is formed from alkyl halide on reaction with the sodium ethoxide. Okay, then the next reaction is ethyl bromide reacts with NaC triple bond CH. Okay, sodium salt of acetylene. You get a triple bond compound plus NaBr, that is C2H5 C triple bond CH. And last reaction is formation of ester. Ethyl bromide reacts with RCOAG. Okay, RCOOAG. Silver salt of carboxylic acid reacts with ethyl bromide. You get an ester plus AgBr. And these are all about the nucleophilic substitution reactions. Here you have to remember that instead of halogen, nucleophile will come. Okay. So that is all about today's session. Thank you.